Okay. All right, so we are so excited that you guys have joined us for this last couple of days of the sneak peek. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is our Q&A, and I am so privileged to be working side by side with two of my PS coaches, and we're just excited to have you here. You have learned a lot of information over the last couple of days, and you're probably mulling it over or just deciding what to do with it now. So what we want to do tonight is say thank you, but also to give you some different stories from Terry and Karen and share with you guys kind of like their journey of how they got started into coaching and just pick it apart and go with it. Let's go. If you have any questions, please comment below or message one of us or reach out to the person that invited you. But here we go. All right, ladies, how are you doing today?
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yay, excited to have you here. So I have some questions that I have made up that I wanted to ask you guys that I think are things that people worry or think about in general. And I think it's important to hear from people who are going through the trenches. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Sounds great.
So we're going to start with Miss Karen. So Miss Karen, where were you prior to coaching?
Before coaching, I was always kind of active. I always coached or helped coach or assisted coaching on all different levels, from Pee-wee sports right through to middle school to high school sports. But I had a gym membership and I did all that, but I never felt like part of a community. And that's what I was totally lacking. And often I would be mindful of my training, be mindful of what I was doing with my body to fuel it only when I was training for something. After that, it was off the hook. Eat what you want, do what you want, sit around for days if you want. So I was that yo-yoer. So truly, yeah, I'm training. I was focused. I still ate whatever I wanted. Never thought about what I was putting in my body to fuel it. And I would train. And there would be times where I was like literally miserable training for whatever event it was. It could be a 5K or 10K. That was what my go-to events were. Some were like warrior dashes and stuff where you had physical obstacles to get through too. And sometimes it was just a straight 5K run. So it was just like, why are you out here? Oh, you're out here so you don't get fat. You're out here because you don't want to lose, you want to lose that baby weight of 32 pounds. Or you're out here. And it was never out there for me. It was out there for outward reasons, not inward reasons. And something clicked. I was going to say I'm probably about 45. I'm almost 53 now. So at about 45, I had a friend start running and she says to me, when do you like it? I was like, I don't. There's nothing I like about running. And she's like, but you've been running for years, different events. And I was like, yeah, but I only do it because it's the only way I can keep the weight off. Otherwise, why would I run? It's hard. And I thought to myself, why do you run? And so I started thinking, maybe I don't like running. Maybe it's not my passion or calling. And I said, being in a room full of people at the Y and doing a Zumba class, I never felt like I was part of the community. Once I left that room, I was done. There was nobody that reached out to me, nobody that talked to me, nobody that took an interest in me. And it was just in that moment. And that was heartbreaking for me because I'm always like, we're in it, we're a team. And I kept thinking that was my mentality. Like there should have been some connection outward afterward, but there never really was. And I'm not fitness classes, I'm not knocking them or anything. I just never felt they were for me. And then lo and behold, the Zumba class came along and I was like, I'm not a dancer. I'm not coordinated at all. I'm very clumsy actually. So I was like, oh, this is going to be way out of my comfort zone, but maybe it's what I need to spark my interest. And there was Erica and her sister, Annalie, at our high school and offering a Zumba class. And I was like, oh, and then I became hooked, like not hooked on Zumba so much, but hooked on being active again and finding some inner joy. And from there, I was joined a challenge group and I did my first 3 challenge groups. I always say the same thing. I purposely failed because I was so concerned about the money and spending it on myself that I sabotaged the process. And when I truly felt comfortable and ready, I decided that I was going to go in it wholeheartedly, and the results were there. And that's been about 26 months ago. And I haven't looked back. I haven't regretted a single penny invested in me. And my training's off the hook great right now. I'm running my best times. I have had times where I can run under 8.5 minute miles at 52. And I didn't run that in my 30s or 40s. So it's just been a blessing.
This is the part of coaching that it makes me want to cry, and it just makes me feel so fulfilled from the inside out. I mean, hearing your story, I remember that Zumba class, and I remember you like crushing it and like you inspiring me to go harder. Like it was amazing. So that's awesome. I love that. Miss Tarani, what about you?
Well, before coaching, I was a mom of 2 little boys, and I was diagnosed for the second time with postpartum depression and anxiety. And I found myself feeling very guilty and frustrated because I'm like, why? Because this is something I've always wanted, is to have kids. And I had these 2 illnesses that were preventing me from really enjoying it. I would enjoy it, but I felt like I was constantly battling all these what if thoughts that were like would scare me to do anything, or bring on panic attacks. And I would be so bad that I would be doing stuff like I love, like attending our meetings or the Bible ministry, and I'd be finding myself just crying out of panic when I was going by myself. And this is something that I love that I did before, like I was doing full time, and now I would be having to call someone to help me talk it through to get there. And even then, I said at times I couldn't even still make it. Like I had to turn around and go home. So from someone that used to just go with it and enjoy it, and also to be able just to be spontaneous and go with the flow with things, I found myself like extremely self-conscious and thinking of all these what if scenarios. And if by chance the kids were fussy that day, I would think there was something wrong with them, or I was doing something wrong as a mom. And then if anyone made any kind of comment about it, I would take it so to heart that I'd be like, okay, there is something wrong with me or my kids. Like there's something seriously wrong. Like I'm doing it wrong. I don't know, like, or I'm failing, or my kids, or something. You're right. And it was all normal stuff that every parent has gone through. But because of my anxiety, it was so heightened that I thought it was such a terrible thing, like that was happening. It wasn't normal. And then I was battling just getting up and moving and doing stuff with the kids. Every morning it was a struggle just to get going. And I really wish back then I knew the 5-second rule, because that would have been an amazing help right there just to get going. Because, the longer you sit and think about things, the less likely you are to do anything. And that was me. I would start thinking about all the stuff that either I didn't do that I needed to do, or all the stuff that could go wrong. And then I would find myself sitting on the couch with the kids and just not doing much, So it was, I had gotten to the point that with both boys, I lost all the pregnancy weight. And with our second, I lost all of it except for like 10 pounds. And I ended up putting it all back on afterwards because of the depression and like severe lack of sleep, and just not realizing when you're so sleep deprived. This is something I learned with coaching. Is like when you're so sleep deprived, you crave all like the carbs and sugars. And I didn't know that at all. And that's what I was craving. And I couldn't understand like why with our first, I wanted fruits and veggies and water. And I was like, super healthy foods is what I craved. And with our second, it was literally like ice cream and carbs and anything like sugary. And I couldn't understand. But anyways, I started putting on that weight. And when I got back to the weight I was at when I delivered, I was crushed. I couldn't believe it. And then we went to my brother's wedding, and I found a nice dress, and I had my hair and makeup done and stuff like that. And I remember getting pictures back, and I just cried because I just looked in those pictures. I'm like, that's not me. Like, who is that? That's not me. And it was at that point that I was like, I really need to do something. And I need to do something. I have to, like, it's the weight thing, but like, I have to like myself again and be happy again. And I really wanted to set a good example for our kids. I wanted to be the active mom that I always pictured myself with. We do all these activities and stuff. And at this point, we weren't doing a whole lot. Like I tried my best, but it wasn't as much as, they needed. And that was making me feel really guilty. So lo and behold, my younger sister and I started just kind of like trying to cheer each other on to eat better and to work out or go out and walk and stuff like that. And even me going for a walk with the boys, it was like I was counting down the minutes until I could go back home. It was so bad. I'm like, okay, we gotta do this for the kids. They need this. And that would get me through. And then I would just try to go an extra lap every time I went outside to walk with them, to give them more time and then me to get more active. And inevitably within like 2 weeks, one of us fell off, or we got so lenient with ourselves that we were just back to where we started. And so when it got to the point at the one that I lost about 5 to 7 pounds through doing that, I'm like, okay, I need something more, because I'm gonna go back to what I was doing. I know I'm gonna, if I don't have someone helping me, I know I'm gonna go back to where I started, and I didn't want to go back to that. And it was really funny. I don't know the specifics. I just remember I had an account on Instagram that I just had for my own accountability and fitness, and I would post what I was eating and what I was doing. And I got it, like somehow I got in contact with this one coach, and she started talking to me all about Beachbody, but I was like kind of put off through another experience prior. And I was like, no, but then she talked to me more and more. And then she started talking to me about coaching. And I'm like, at that time I had very little self-confidence. And I'm like, I can't be a coach. I'm still like 25 pounds overweight and I can't do this. And then so she would just start talking to me more and more. But in the meantime, Eric and I reconnected over Facebook. And then I really I knew she was a coach, but I didn't know much about it at the time I found out. And so then we just started reconnecting a little bit. And lo and behold, down the line, I ended up seeing the value of having that support and accountability group, and having my own personal coach that I could call on when I was really struggling. Because the days that I was struggling the most was the days I had a hard time calling someone or finding someone that could push me and get me going. And I really needed that. And so that was something that I really needed. And at the time I didn't realize until I joined a week-long group, and we all had to check in on what exercise we were doing, what we were eating and drinking. And that's when I realized, I knew this before, but now I realize I really need this accountability to keep me going. I need to talk, I need to check in with someone else in order to keep going. So and then from there, it's like you say, it's history.
That is absolutely incredible. Sorry, I was just getting a notice from the Zoom on my phone, on my computer. I remember that, and I remember feeling like so excited to have somebody to connect with you again, and to be able to work together on our goals. Like, you were somebody that, like, both of you guys, I remember doing a 5 day with both of you guys to start out with. And right, Karen, that's how you got started too, was like a short group.
Yeah, I did a week, and then I did a month of T25, and then I did a month of 21 Day Fix, and then I did 21 Day Fix Extreme, and that's when I got hooked. So, and I tell you, I've kind of dabbled in it for, I guess it's now almost 5 years, maybe 6, Erica, that we've been playing back and forth. And Erica would give me 6 months to think about it, and then she touched base again. And I think that's the piece that was the finalizing. Like, she didn't give up on me. I was giving up on me more than she was giving up on me. And that's what I love about this business and what we do in people's lives, is we let them know that they're not alone, and that there's always somebody out there still watching out for you, still thinking about you, and taking the time to care.
Absolutely. It was like a hook, line, and sinker moment. That's what I think about. Because when I first got hooked, like when I first got introduced to coaching, I said, no way, no how. I just wanted my own fitness and accountability, which is something, if you're watching this video, you're going to find that a lot of people got started for their own fitness. They didn't think anything about coaching. They got started because they were tired of being where they were at. They wanted to feel better. They needed the accountability. They needed the check-in. They needed that community of people that really cared about them and were like, oh my gosh, like, I want you. Like, I have this saying up on this is my inspiration board behind me. It's ride or die. Like, we are the ones, the ride and die, group. And it's incredible because we are absolutely working together to keep each other accountable and to keep each other excited about being fit and healthy. And you'll find that we all come from walks and places in life. Well, some of us are moms, some of us are, are single, some of us are wives. Like, it all depends, but we support each other on our goals, no matter if it's losing weight, no matter if it's emotional support, no matter what it is, you get that support that you need, which is absolutely amazing. So thank you, ladies, for sharing that. So obviously we know it's not all like peaches and cream, right? We have life. We've talked about some of them with our own personal struggles, but what about coaching? Because I'm sure that people out there wonder, Well, they talk about this being so much fun and so amazing, but what are some struggles that you've been through and how have you gotten through that struggle? Ms. Karen, you want to hit us off?
Sure. My struggle is finding time. I do work full time. I work full time as a sixth grade math and science teacher this year. And prior to that, it was math and reading. And teaching is a passion. I love it. But there comes a lot of struggles with it. It's long hours. It's extra duties. It's running a club so that students have the opportunity. So like right now, I run ski and snowboard club, and yes, I do love both. And but if I didn't volunteer, and it's a paid position, don't get me wrong, but you still have to find somebody to do it, to have the advisor. It's hours. I'm away from home from 3 o'clock on Friday till 10 o'clock. This week it was almost 11 after school, and we ski for 3 straight hours or snowboard for 3 straight hours. But again, it allows students the opportunity to get outside of where we live in our small town of Otsego and do something that they normally would not have the opportunity to do, and with friends and peers, and not constantly scrutinized or not in between the 4 walls of a building. And this is a huge escape for a lot of them. I volunteer to do Girls on the Run. That is completely volunteer. It's 2 days a week. It's for an hour and a half, and then there's a 5K race as a culminating event. And again, it's empowering young girls to make good choices about their body, their minds, and their souls. And I love it. So yeah, I'm busy with my, as my husband would say, real job, and then my part-time hustle, which is coaching. So finding the time to squeeze in the vitals is hard. I make a point to meet every morning with Danny, another coach on our team, for 30 minutes. And I try to hammer out as much as I can. But I think the hardest part for me has been branding, finding my niche. I still struggle with connecting with a group, because it just seems like I'm in that in-between stage. My career came late in life for teaching. I had all my kids. My youngest is 22 and he's a senior at college, so I don't have the toddler or baby or hustle anymore. So I used to have a dog, and my son took his dog back. So I kind of like lost in that essence. So the biggest struggle for me, and along with finding my brand, I think, was finding my voice. So in the 2 years that I've been actively coaching, finding my inner voice has come so much easier. And we talk about people's opinions, and it used to be like, if that principal came in and didn't give me a 4 on my assessment, I was wrong. Something was wrong with me. And now I'm like, that's their opinion of me. The inner strength I have, I know I show up every day and give it 100%. Whether she saw it in that 30-minute viewing of my one class one time a year, it's irrelevant to me, because that's her opinion and it doesn't matter to me. Girls, you better wash your face, because I'm telling you, if you don't brush it off and realize someone else's criticism isn't about you, but it's about them. And I feel so much happier across the board with my life. So my coaching and struggling coaching has led me into a better person inside, feeling about me, satisfaction in what I do, because I know I show up every day. So it hasn't brought me big money yet, I can tell you that. I don't always get my Shakeology paid for, which is ultimately the goal when I started. But that to me is irrelevant compared to the impact I have on people's lives. People who say to me when they see me, keep those posts coming because you're the reason I get out of bed. Keep those posts coming because I know I can probably do this too at some point. I'm not ready right now. Or I just need to see that every day that you're pushing because I can push too. So the struggle is real. It's a time consuming. The more you put in, the more you get out. Well, for what I put in, I get. What I put in, I get out of it. Eventually, I am going to, again, be able to put more time into it. Over the summer is like I go at it because I don't have school. So it fits my schedule perfectly. So yes, I'm a part-time hustler. Yes, I get part-time results, but that's okay because I have a big dream.
Oh my gosh. I love that, because you're telling yourself, like, you, first of all, the outlet that coaching gives you that emotional outlet that you need, accountable to your own health and fitness goals, which is absolutely amazing. And then the people that you're inspiring, even though it doesn't have a dollar amount on it, like, that's absolutely amazing, because it's, again, what is the purpose? Our purpose is that we're helping other people. Like, it's just incredible. But you can also see the bigger vision of what's happening, because you also talked about, like, retirement, and how when retirement comes, like, this is going to be your part-time hustle that's going to keep you afloat, right?
Yes.
Right. So that's amazing. Thank you. Miss Tierney, what about you? What is something that you have struggled with during your business, and how did you overcome it, or how are you overcoming it?
One of excuse me, one of the biggest thing I struggled with, and I couldn't understand, was that I was doing something that was really healthy and good for me, that was really productive and helping me to not only lose the 30 pounds that I needed to lose, but like that was like the physical weight that was weighing me down, but I lost the mental weight, and felt like I had the world on my shoulders. And I also struggled with the opinions of others at times, and taking things too much to heart. And so when others would have criticism or negative thoughts, or they would assume this or that, or have these preconceived ideas about what I was doing, or why I was doing it, I just felt crushed, because I'm like, you know me, like, why would you ever think I would do something like you're saying? Why would I ever be a part of that? And it's funny, because it is a real business, and it's such the way that it's laid out, it is different than the normal status quo, but you have everything laid out for you, and you can start your own business with very, 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 very little money, compared to, like, we have cleaning businesses that we spent like tens of thousands of dollars investing in. And so comparatively, this is totally different. But we get everything we needed. And I did too. Like, I was like partnered with books and stuff and podcasts that helped me overcome these struggles. And like with the opinions of others and stuff like that, I felt like I had to defend all the time what I was doing. And I felt like I was on the defense a lot of times. And then by reading different books, Girl Wash Your Face, by listening to different podcasts, different podcasts about overcoming those limiting beliefs we have, and then also realizing others can have their own opinions, but it doesn't define who we are, right? So by doing that, and like constantly listening to something that strengthens me and me mentally, especially with depression, I've been able to, sometimes it does still bother me and it irks me because it makes no sense, but I've been able to just to like brush it off now more so than ever, and just realize that is them, and having this personal development, but also good support. And realizing that I didn't always have great support, so I went and found and focused on different positive support. That we all are struggling with something, and sometimes when we're struggling with something, the easiest way for us to deal with it is attack someone else, and use someone else as a scapegoat. And so I would always take things personally, like I did something wrong, and then over time I realized, no, I haven't done anything wrong. I'm just not speaking up for myself because I don't have the confidence yet. And so I'm their scapegoat. I'm the easiest person they can take this out on, but they're struggling with something that they're not dealing with. And so that was like a big, huge, like, aha moment. Like, see, you're not so bad after all. One, what you're doing is great, because not only are you physically healthy and much stronger than you ever were, but mentally you're so much stronger, and emotionally I'm so much stronger. And that's even built into my spirituality. Like, I could start believing things that I was reading before in the Bible that I was struggling with, and work and stuff. So I love that it's brought everything, all the needs that Jehovah knew I needed, everything I needed to get better, to be healthier mentally and physically, emotionally. Like, Jehovah has provided that. And it's amazing that it's through a quote unquote job that I absolutely love to do.
Oh my gosh. This is gold. Like, this is just incredible. You ladies, I just love you ladies. Like, I can't even tell you how much I appreciate you guys like giving it so just from the heart and just the pure struggle of it too, because I think sometimes it's easy for people on the outside to look in and be like, oh my gosh, she has it all together, she's eating right, she's doing, you know, doing her exercises, like she's always positive, you know, but the real internal battle is not caring what people think. Like the opinions of others don't matter. A really good friend of ours from the Kingdom Hall, he said one time, he goes, opinions are like armpits. Everybody has them and the majority of them stink.
There we go.
True story. So the personal development element that we get as one of the vital behaviors as coach, I know I poo-pooed it when I first started. I'm like, I don't need that. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm not going to be like brainwashed by some sort of book. But it has been the gold nugget that we need that has really brought alive our inner strengths, our inner tiger, our inner, you know, I'm doing this no matter what, and I'm not going to allow you to get in my space and spew negativity on me, because the world is full of negativity, and it's usually because people aren't achieving what they want, and so they feel the need to be negative, which is sad. They could have a different life, but a lot of us have turned it around ourselves, but they just choose not to. So ladies, that's gold. And I love it. I love it, love it, love it. All right, let's move on to the last question. So this is like the gold nugget of the video. No, I'm just kidding. But coaching, we talked a little bit about what coaching has done for us, but what has it done for you? Is there anything else you want to add that coaching has done for you? And where do you see it taking you?
So that was my big dream statement. I plan to use it to supplement my retirement, and at this point, maybe 4 years from now. And so I am slowly building with the hopes of building big, going big, and using it to supplement my income at 57. So that's my big dream, and I'm going to keep working at it, and just to keep enhancing people's lives, just making it see the positive value in why they're here and how unique and special they are, just being them.
Mm-hmm. I love that. That's amazing. Something I love about what we do as health and fitness coaches is, one, you can work your business anywhere. So my husband, we go to Mexico, and I can work my business from Mexico because I have internet, as long as I have internet service. Like that is absolutely amazing. I know, Karen, you've talked about, because you've gone to
Aruba,
right? And
yep, I've been out of the country.
Exactly. So as long as you have internet service, you can work it. So a part-time hustle can mean greater freedom to wherever you want to go. Maybe there's a place you want to travel to. Like maybe we limit ourselves so much because we feel like we have to be tied to a brick and mortar place. So like a job, like a school, for example. We're moms with loud kids. You'll find that. You will find that in our team. So if you are a mom, you will find that we have like kids on our laps at times, like Terry just had, and we love it. We love it because it's helping our kids. It's teaching our kids amazing, amazing qualities to have in life too. So the traditional job is like, we feel like we have to be tied to like a brick and mortar place, but that's not really the reality of it. You can work for yourself, make your own hours, decide how much you're going to get paid. Because when you work for a company, you can't decide what your income is going to be. So that's something that's beautiful, is you can decide how many people am I going to reach out to today? How many people's lives am I going to change? And the other thing is that you get all the tools. That was something that was a huge aha moment for me, is I got free training to become a coach. I didn't have to figure it out by myself. When I started my own cleaning business, I had to go out and find my own clients. I had to go and advertise myself. This is something you get taught how to share your story. You get taught how to track your progress. You get taught how to reach out to people and conversations. Like that's an awesome, awesome thing to be able to get that for free. When it, in like a college world, it's like $5,000 to $10,000 for that training. And you get this for free because it's people who have already done it that are teaching you. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel, which is amazing. So, Miss Tierney, how about you? What has coaching done for you, and where do you see it taking you?
One of the biggest things it's done is it has helped me to boost and strengthen my confidence in myself, and realize the value and worth I have that I struggled with seeing before. And the confidence part is the one that is so huge to me, because I had way back in the day, I really thought I wanted to be a photographer, because I worked with a photographer here and there. I was working in a photo lab, and I just loved photography. But I always held myself back, because I didn't think, like, one, I had no idea how to even do it and start it. I didn't know where to go and turn, but I didn't think I could do it and be successful at it. Like I thought that like who would be my clients, you know, kind of thing. Like, and then also the money, like how am I going to get the equipment that I need? All this stuff, all this, you know, these thoughts and negative thoughts and stuff like that, like prevented me back in the day from doing it. And now today it's like, no, if I want to do something, all I have to do is like put my mind to it, then I can do it. Like, you know, yeah, there might be steps and I have to do some research and stuff, but that's fine. I can do that. I can ask people how they did it. I can research it this way. I just have to want to do it bad enough and not give up, but I can do it. And that's like a huge, like, whoa, like, and now when someone tells me, even my kids, but when anyone tells me that they cannot do something, I'm like, that's a bunch of baloney. Like, yes, you can. Like, you totally can, but it's the confidence in ourselves that holds us back. And so, like, gaining that confidence and strengthening it has been like one of my favorite parts and transformations of being a coach, ironically enough, and like joining this company and this team and community has been like, I have seen that I can do it, I'm worth it, and I have the value. So all I have to do is put my mind to it. And so with that, I can confidently say, like, I am bringing my husband home from his full-time job, like a job that he does not love, but he's doing to take care of us. I'm going to be bringing him home from that job, and he can either help, we can team off together as, like, you know, with this business, or he can find something else that he really enjoys doing more so. And I love that, like, I can do it. And ever since I put it to it in the last, last time we had our team retreat was amazing. Ever since then, I've already seen my business is growing, you know? And the biggest part is confidence and being comfortable with who I am. And yeah, there's still those negative people and those negative thoughts and comparisons and whatever else that's out there, but they're not my people. And I keep reminding myself, like, would I really want to work with someone that is like that? No, I want the community I'm building, I want it to be positive and supportive. And people, even if they don't join, I want them to be happy for other people, you know, and support them and cheer them on. And so if I have all these people saying negative things, I don't want them a part of it. And I get to do that. I get to choose who I work closely with, which is absolutely amazing. I don't have to be stuck working with people I don't want to work with or I don't respect. Like, I get to choose that. And so I just love it that the best of both worlds is, and just, you know, feeling like I got this, it's happening. And it's all because I started believing in myself again.
Oh my gosh. You ladies are just amazing. I can't even tell you how much I love you guys. Is there anything else you want to add? Anything that's on your heart?
I want to say really quick is, if you guys are watching this and you've heard someone say negative things about network marketing businesses, that like pyramid schemes, or that it's not worth it, or, you know, you really can't be successful, is the biggest thing is think about who that's coming from. Is it someone that's actually worked with this particular company before? Have they partnered with this company before? Because I'm going to guarantee you that 99% of them have never either been partnered with them or worked with them or worked with a coach or something like that. And two, they've never tried what we have to offer. They've never had the complete package. They've only had part of it from somewhere else maybe, or something else. So they don't realize the value that they're getting or that you would be getting. And another thing is, people are huge on fear. Like, fear rules people. So if it's something very different than they're used to and that they're raised to do, like they clock in 9 to 5 kind of job, and this is not that, they get very nervous, and all of a sudden that fear blocks any sorry, getting distracted, but that fear prevents them from doing something different. And so if this is something you really are considering and wanting to do, number one is pray about it. I'm a strong believer in prayer, and like, if it's something that's really good for you, it'll happen. And two, write down all the pros and cons. Like, what are you gaining out of it? It's, you know, and that was a huge aha moment for me. It was the pros and cons, and the pros far outweighed the cons.
Amazing. I love that.
And my quick add would be that, again, along with Tony said, this, yes, it is a, I don't even know how they refer to it, but it is a business where you have to sell people things, but I'm not selling anybody something that I don't believe in 100%, probably 110%. It has truly worked for me. It's not gimmicky, and that small investment you make every month is an investment in yourself. And I can't even begin to tell you how much happier I am across the board, how I am able to even explain to people, like, you looked at that from the wrong side. Like, a true story. Somebody came to me the other day and she was like, my feelings were really hurt that this happened at a meeting and I took it like they didn't believe I was a good teacher. I said, wait a second, nobody said that. That's your interpretation. I said, step back and think about it. There's 100 reasons why you may not have been able to do this tutoring on Thursday nights. And there's only one reason the other person could, because she was available. I said, there isn't a parent in the world that's judging you. You're the only one judging you. So stop. You're being way too harsh on yourself and you're taking this too personally. This isn't about you. It's about helping the student. And this was one solution. It's not the ultimate. And so they were like, wow, you really do look at the positive. And 5 years ago, I would have been like, oh, I would have been me. I would have been like, what am I doing wrong? Why aren't I good enough? I'm good enough. I'm good enough in anything I attempt to do because I'm attempting to do it for me. And you can too. This is about you, your journey, and being satisfied with who you are from the inside out. And then if you get to share that and you want to share it, you can. And all that training is there and it doesn't cost you a dime. So the only cost is what you're investing in yourself and then how you want to share yourself.
If I had a mic, I would drop it right now. Mic drop. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for, first of all, joining me. That was something I know you guys had to trust me. You had to believe in yourselves and you had to know that somebody else believed in you. And so I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart because you guys have changed my view of coaching. You have changed my life just being a part of it. So I just want to say thank you very much. And we are so grateful that you guys have joined us today. I can't tell you how, I mean, you've seen it in two lives of how coaching has changed their lives, what it's done, you know, from a wording standpoint. But go check out their pages. Like, you'll see that they don't just talk about it, they walk the walk, right? Like, that's just something that is absolutely amazing. Go check out their pages and see, like, this is the real deal. You're not joining something that people are feeding you a bunch of garbage or people are feeding you, you know, like, ooh, the easy side of things. Like, you're going to get the whole picture. And that's what's beautiful because it helps you to be a better person inside and out. I think back to when I first started coaching and my husband, he's just like, it's strengthened our relationship. It's made us a better couple. It's made me a better mom, and it has made me a better wife, and a better person because I bettered myself. I bettered myself physically and emotionally and spiritually. So this is an amazing opportunity. I just want to say thank you again. Thank you. I know the ladies want to say thank you too for joining us. And if you have any questions, please comment below or reach out to the person that invited you. Remember, no question is a dumb question. I think we have this inner belief or this inner thought system that's like, I don't want to call it belief because belief is something you want to be positive. But this inner thought system of like, oh, that's a stupid question to ask, and no question is a dumb question. And be okay with the fact that sometimes, you know, you're going to fall, you're going to fail, but have the right people there to pick you up. And also know that it's okay to learn as you go. You don't have to have it all figured out right here, right now. That was something I grew up with. I felt like if I had something to say, I was going to say it's stupid. Or if I was going to have, like, if I didn't know everything when I first started, that I was going to end up falling flat on my face. Well, guess what? If I fall flat on my face, who cares? You just get back up, right? Wipe it off and keep going.
Two very important things. Like, I fail forward. I don't fail back. I fail forward and learn and keep going. And it's all right to be perfectly imperfect because that's just what I am. It's okay.
I love it.
Perfectly imperfect.
I love it. Well,
thank you for having me.
Heart to heart, hugs all around. It's gonna get emotional here. All right, well, we're gonna keep you guys anymore, but even if this opportunity, blah, 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 you'll find that too. Even if this opportunity doesn't speak to you, if there's somebody in your life that you're like, oh my gosh, this fits that person, just not me, share it with them. be that person that you are willing to step out of your comfort zone and share it with somebody else, because you never know. You guys have an awesome, awesome night. Thank you so much. I'm going to stop the recording now, and I cannot wait to talk to you guys.